the guidance department at Henley High has ruined any chance I have of getting into a first-class journalism school, why don't you tell me how this is going to be fixed? There's a rapping of knuckles on the door behind us, which stands open. I know it's Principal Walton without turning around in my chair. He's exactly the kind of person who doesn't have the confidence to walk through an open door without permission.
"We have an idea about that, Lydia,"
Walton says, coming around to Pascal's side of the desk. She visibly relaxes, like having a witness means I will back down. The Chass veneer has always kept me on the safe side of social acceptability. But while I might have my dad's eyes, the volatility that lurks beneath them can't always be hidden. Which is? I ask.
"The board and I came to an agreement that this is a very unfortunate incident,"
he says, leaning back against the wall like we're buddies having a chat about baseball, not discussing my future, or the fact that Henley High just went to town on it with a chainsaw.
"And we came to the conclusion that no one is really at fault here."
He finishes up, giving me a quick shrug like, "Things happen, Lydia, you understand?" Things happen. They do. They just don't happen to me. No one is really at fault here, I repeat, narrowing my eyes. It's an interesting point of view. I guess if we want to worry about blame, which I can see why that would be a topic of conversation, we wouldn't want to put it on a particular person, right? Principal Walton is nodding along, like he's sure the words I'm saying are in agreement with his own. But for some reason, the tone is making him uneasy. It's called being facetious, and I might explain that later. But right now I have a point to make, and I'm about to drill down. Because if we said a particular person was responsible for this mistake, that would probably be Mr. Benson, the former guidance counselor, right? Gladys nods quickly, like I'm doing a good job of identifying school staff. I tilt my head toward the closed door to the right, which has the words, Guidance Counselor painted in black on the window. Underneath that, the outline of Mr. Benson's name can still be made out. A janitor scraped it away only a few days ago. The room beyond is darkened, the square of the window a black hole that my GPA is about to be sucked into. And if Mr. Benson were responsible, that would reflect poorly on the people who hired him, wouldn't it? Walton shifts against the wall, recrossing his arms.
"Lydia,"
Gladys jumps in, eager to deflect.
"You know that Mr. Benson has been going through a really tough time."
I do know. Everyone knows. It's Henley. But the fact that his wife left him for another woman doesn't strike any real chords with me. My grandpa died holding my hand, and I still took the SAT the next morning. And got a 1600, thanks. A tough time, I repeat. And we wouldn't want to make that any worse, right?
"Oh, no,"
Gladys says. But Walton is watching me, suddenly aware that there's blood in the water, and it's probably not mine. Or tarnish his reputation, I continue. Maybe we're even worried about his feelings a little bit.
"Very much,"
Gladys says, like the self-worth of incompetent guidance counselors are at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But none of this is a surprise to me. I've lived in Henley my whole life, so I know this game. We're all going to be nice. We're all going to say the right thing and not use words that could hurt. The only salt that gets passed around in this town is at the dinner table in private homes. In public, we might as well be spitting fudge in each other's mouths. We're so damn sweet. But I'm Lydia Chass, and I'm done with that. Being a Chass means two things. People expect you to be nice and polite, and I expect to get my way. Sometimes those two things are in conflict with each other. This is one of those times. So, let's not blame Mr. Benson, I say, getting up from my chair and crossing over to the darkened room. The knob turns in my hand, and I breeze in.